college. Hey!
Oh, hello. I'm Elijah Edward Jaramillo.
I'm Melissa Paprocki.
And I'm Vanessa Reyes.
And we're Group 1 from Mr. Buckhoff's class. Mondays and Wednesdays, 4 to 5:50.
Okay, so I'm doing my essay on the healthcare reform, and the healthcare insurance is a topic widely discussed and debated about today. On July 2012, the Supreme Court passed the Obamacare Act. The purpose of this act was to make healthcare more affordable for everyone, therefore decreasing the number of people without healthcare. Some people were relieved and supported it, while others were infuriated and completely against it. Some believe that Obamacare will reduce the number of people that are uninsured, which is currently 32 million. Another point that supporters of this act make is that the patients with pre-existing conditions will not be denied coverage by insurance companies anymore. Every year there will be $125 million donated to the programs to reduce teen pregnancies. And finally, supporters of Obamacare assert that there will be fewer bankruptcies due to health-related issues. On the other hand, others believe that Obamacare is unconstitutional, violating some of the rights, such as forcing religious hospitals to give out contraceptives such as birth control, etc. They also argue that this will also drive many Americans to use their work-based insurance because many companies will stop offering benefits. They would rather pay the fee for not having insurance. It will impose 18 new taxes, and lastly, those against the act claim that it will force Americans to buy government-controlled insurance. My opinion is that those who are against the law overlook the fact that there will be many more people with health care in our country, making it a healthier place, and that there are many bankruptcies every year due to people not having insurance and going into debt for unaffordable treatment. Another advantage that opponents should realize is that everyone will be able to be insured without prejudice to their skin color, race, ethnicity, gender, or pre-existing conditions. I, like those who support the act, think that it needs to stay and should be left the way it is without any changes. So that's my essay.
Okay, mine is about genetic engineering, which is the process of manually adding DNA to an unborn fetus. There are some believe that there are some pros of genetic engineering that are thought to be extremely beneficial to medicine in the future. Those who have defective genes can undergo gene therapy to have their defective genes corrected to treat and possibly cure genetic diseases at the molecule level. But people against it believe that it can shape a child's destiny. If parents are able to remake a child's genetic makeup, they're in a sense writing the genetic instructions to shape his or her entire life. Another argument is that genetic engineering will lead to vast social inequalities, and of course there are also ethical concerns, and the biggest concern is cloning. Since the first cloning, which was Dolly in 1996, she died in 2003, the safety of cloning and genetic engineering has heavily been questioned. And that's my essay.
Okay, now my essay. My essay is about how the evolution of hip-hop has affected the youth of America in and out of the classroom. Okay, some people believe that hip-hop has had a negative effect on youth in the classroom. One example is in English and reading, and yeah. Studies have shown that SAT scores and reading and writing have gone down since 2008. While other people who support hip-hop and rap argue that the teacher ratio has gone up and there are more students in a classroom for only one teacher. which makes it hard for one student to get a one-on-one with the teacher. Another argument is that people believe that hip hop has a negative effect on kids and bullying. Bullying has been rising, and according to research, 1 out of 4 kids is bullied. And in rap, the only really bullying there is beefs or so-called hip-hop rivalries, like Tupac and Biggie, or East Coast and West Coast, or Chris Brown and Drake. And people believe that hip-hop has had that effect on students. But in fact, beefs or hip-hop rivalries have actually shaped hip-hop into what it is today. And even though they talk about each other or talk about each other in a song, there's still a form of respect because they're all aiming towards one goal, and that's to promote hip-hop. But bullying has always been around, and it's different because in bullying they don't have respect for each other. They just do it just to do it. And final argument is that people believe that hip-hop has brought more serious crimes to the youth of America outside of the classroom. And they believe that, shoot, 1 second. They argued that the outside of the classroom hip-hop has affected people, and studies have shown that 40% of males and 26% of females say they have been in a physical fight. But even though it doesn't seem that bad, the 46%, 26% of kids are in school, but their fights have actually been either in school or outside of school. And people who support hip-hop oppose that rap helps promote violence more seriously, as in fights or gangs and etc. But actually, rap doesn't do that at all. The lyrics in certain songs that talk about violence, it's more of the artists expressing things that they experienced firsthand in their life and how it has affected them, and they express it through their music and in their lyrics. So hip-hop really hasn't affected the youth of America. In fact, the youth of America has affected hip-hop into what it is today, and most adults don't realize or don't take the time to actually study hip-hop and understand it. And that was my essay.
Hey guys, I'm Chanel, and I wanted to talk about the topic I wrote my essay on, which was how file sharing affects record companies and music artists. And basically, file sharing is where people go online and do peer-to-peer exchanging of music, videos, or video games. And in this case, I'll be talking about music file sharing. I wanted to point out the two main arguments of the subject. The first one states that file sharing is responsible for profit losses of music companies and these recording artists, and it's for several reasons, mainly because when people have access to downloading music online, the music industry is affected from record sales decreasing because people are less encouraged to go out and buy the music. And another reason is that it's unfair for new upcoming artists who are trying to gain money from promoting their music. And basically, it makes it all more complicated for them to earn money for their hard work. The other argument is that file sharing actually promotes these artists because it gives them a wider audience online, such as YouTube, so they gain more fans from that, and more chances are they're gonna go out and actually spend money on seeing these artists live in concert or merchandising. And I think the majority of their the artist's sales comes from selling their merchandise and selling out tickets and live gigs. And so basically, I came to a conclusion that the majority of these artists are getting advantages from allowing people to file share for free online. So basically, the advantages and the benefits outweigh the disadvantages.
Freshman, do something crazy, do something crazy.